Okay students, so today we'll be starting with the chapter lines and angles. Okay, so it is basically a chapter of geometry, chapter number 23. So inside these lines and angles we will be learning about some detailed topics about these lines, what are points. Okay, so first of all we will come to some special kind of definitions that you need to know, some special terms that you need to know for this chapter. The first term that you will come across will be a point. Suppose let's say this is a point named as A. Okay, so what is a point? A point is a small dot which has no length. See, does the small point has any length? Can you measure the length of the point? No. Point is unmeasurable substance. Okay, it is an unmeasurable substance. That means you cannot measure the length of this point. Okay, neither the length nor the breadth, nothing you can measure about the point. Okay, it is just a point on a surface. Okay, this is a point. Okay, next comes the line. Next comes line. Okay, what is a line? A line has a length but no breadth. See, this is a line. Now it has a length. That means this is the length. This is the length. Okay, from here to here, this is called L, length of the line, or how long the line is. Okay, but does it has any breadth? Breadth means this portion. Does it has any considerable breadth? Very thin breadth. That means almost negligible, you can say. Almost negligible breadth is there. Okay, it extends in both direction indefinitely. So a line is normally represented by this. That means the word it extends in both directions indefinitely means that means it will not stop. In both direction it will keep on extending. So there are two arrows given on the two ends of the line. Okay, two arrows are given. That means this end will go to wherever it like, this end will go to wherever it like. They won't end at a certain position. Okay, they will keep on moving far away up to infinity. Okay, so that is called line. Okay, next comes a bit modified version of line is the line segment. Okay, line segment means a portion of a line. Line segment means a portion of a line. That means suppose this is the line. This is the line. That means it extends infinitely. This part also extends infinitely. Now if I cut this portion of the line, then this is the finite portion. Let's say this portion is a 5 centimeter. Let's say this portion is a 5 centimeter, because this portion is extending infinitely, this portion is extending infinitely. That means we cannot determine the exact length of the line. The exact length of the line will be much greater, that we cannot express. But if we take a small finite part of the line, then we can measure its length. So this is a part. Suppose I cut with a scissor, I cut this part and this part. So this part, this much line is left with me, and this is of a finite length, that is, let's say 5 centimeter. This thing is known as line segment, a part of a line. Okay, line segment is a part of a line with two end points and fixed length. Okay, these two are the end points, let's say A and B, and a fixed length is there. The length neither increases nor decreases. Okay, that is called line segment. And after that comes is the ray. Okay, just again a little bit modified version of line is a ray. What is a ray? Ray is such a line which extends only in one direction indefinitely. Okay, this is the end point of a ray, but in this direction it will extend infinitely, but in this direction there is an end point. It can't extend over there. Okay, so it can extend on only one side, either on the right hand side, or it can be like that, it will extend either on the left hand side. Okay, these two possible rays can be there. Okay, but ray cannot be extending on both the sides. It can extend only on one side, and one side will be fixed. It is not like that it will extend on both the sides. Okay, that can't happen. Okay, next comes, this is called ray. Next comes the collinearity. Collinear, the word collinear you have to understand. Collinear, it's an important term which you are learning right now, but you will need in up to class 10, because you will be having maths up to class 10. So you will be having this term throughout class 9, class 10, everywhere. Collinear. The collinear means 3 points or more points lying on a same line, A, B, C. Collinear means 3 or more points, they are lying on a same straight line. Okay, this is called collinear. That means that A, B, C are collinear. If so happens, we can say that A, B, C are collinear. Why am I saying like that? Because A, B and C, these points lie on a same straight line. Okay, so if 3 or more points lie on a same straight line, then those points are called collinear. Okay, next comes non-collinear points. Non-collinear points means suppose like this. Suppose like this. These are non-collinear points. Suppose a triangle. Does this point A, does this B and C, does A, B and C lie on a same straight line? No, they lie on different straight lines. See, AB on same straight line, BC on same straight line, AC on same straight line. See, consider AC. Does B on B lie on AC? No. Consider AB. Does C lie on AB? No. Consider BC. Does A lie on BC? No. So, in this case, A, B, C are non-collinear. Okay, the ABC are non-collinear. That means they don't lie on a same point. They don't lie on a same point. Okay. Then comes the plane. Then comes plane. Now plane is something you should understand, that a plane has length and breadth but no thickness. Plane is like this, a rectangle. Plane is like a rectangle, like a thin sheet of paper. You suppose you do maths in what? In a kind of a copy, in kind of a textbook. So inside the text, inside that copy, that exercise book, you have a page, and the page is either in the shape of a square or in the shape of a rectangle. Suppose you have a long copy. You have a long copy, then the page is in the shape of a rectangle. Oh, okay. So rectangle has two kinds of parameters. That one parameter is length, another parameter is breadth. But does rectangle has thickness? No, rectangle doesn't have thickness. If you see the page of any book or of any copy that you use, you will see the thickness is very minute. You cannot even measure. It's even as thick as your hair. Just same thickness as your hair, or even less than that. The thickness of the page. So it is almost negligible. It is almost negligible. Okay. That's why we don't consider that thickness. We consider that there is zero thickness. That means no thickness is all there. Okay. That is the thing. So that is a plane. This is called plane. Plane looks like just like a rectangle. Okay. Next comes another thing, that is a space. This is called plane. Next comes space. Okay. The space is anywhere around us. Space is anything that is around us. See the air that is moving. It is moving in free space. Okay. The universe is called space. Okay. And outer space, we always use the term outer space when we relate our terms from moon, for earth, for Mars. They are all in outer space. Okay. Space is a set of all points in the universe. So suppose there is some point A near our earth. Suppose there is some point B near the sun. Suppose there is some point C near the moon. Like, see, all the points are spread out through the space. Okay. So space is a set of all points in the universe. That means all the points that are present inside the universe, all possible points that are present inside the universe, are all contained in the space. Okay. It is all around us. There is nowhere that you cannot find space. It is all around us. Okay. The air that is moving around us is moving in free space. Okay. Space is all around us. Everything that we can see is a part of space. Okay. Next comes axiom. Now axiom, these things you shouldn't understand. Now axiom means one kind of theorems kind of thing. Okay. Let it be anything. We don't need to learn the term axiom. Now we will straightly come into the theorems that you have. Okay. Now I think that you all have studied the kinds of angles in previous class. Like an angle is a zero angle. Let's say this is a zero angle. No angle has been formed, so 0 degree. If the angle is like this, that means if this angle is less than 90 degree, then it is called acute angle. If this angle is equal to 90 degree, that means this is 90 degree, then it is called right angle. If the angle is greater than 90 degree, okay, so greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. Greater than 90 but less than 180, that means lying between 91 and 179. Okay, so then it is called obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Okay, then comes the angle is equal to 180 degree. 180 degree. It is called straight line. Straight line angle. Okay, equal to 180 means straight line angle, or straight line, just normally straight line. Then comes an angle that is even greater than 180. So greater than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. So greater than 180 but less than 360. That means lying between 181 to 359. So these kinds of angle are called reflex angle. Okay, and at last comes is this kind of angle. That is a complete angle. Okay, like a circle. Okay, this angle is called complete angle or 360 degree. Okay, complete angle. That is, which means that this is 360 degree. And 360 degrees, we know that it is the angle of a circle. So circle is also called a complete angle. So these are the main parts of angles. These are the main concepts of angles. I think you already have learned, but still I revised that part. Okay. Next we will come to the portion of angles, a little bit more in depth of angles. So now we will study complementary angles, supplementary angles, adjacent angles. Okay. I think that you almost know the term, but still I will show you what those things are. Now adjacent angles. Let's say this is a line. This is a line segment. Now a line is from here, is going from here. Now this angle, consider, let's name the line AB. This point is C and this is D. Okay. So these two angles are being formed on the left hand side and the right hand side of this line CD. Okay. So I can say that angle ACD and angle BCD are adjacent angle. Adjacent angles. What is the meaning of adjacent? Adjacent means neighboring. That means side by side angles. See, this angle is on the side of this angle. See, same side. That means side by side angles. Like your house, after that your neighbor's house, then after that house is their neighbor's house, like that, side by side. In case of adjacent angle, we also say, suppose this is a rectangle. Okay, this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle. So these two angles are called adjacent angles, and these two angles are called adjacent angles. These two angles are called adjacent angles. See, they are side by side, and these two angles are called adjacent angles. These are called opposite angles. These are called opposite. Crisscross angles are called opposite angles. Okay. So adjacent means side by side. So if any angle is on its side, then it is called adjacent angle. As simple as that. Okay. Then comes complementary angles. Now complementary angles is a very good thing. Complementary angle. This concept you have learned in class 7, I think. Now complementary angle means, let's say A and let's say B. These two are angles. These two are two angles. Now if these two are, if they are complementary, if they are complementary angles, if they are said to be complementary angles, then we can write angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degree. Okay. If two angles are complementary, then their addition can be written as 90 degree. Or if you know that if the addition is 90 degree, then you can say that these two angles are complementary. Okay. Just vice versa. A is the father of B. Oh, let's take some another example. X is the father of Y. So can I call Y is the son of X? X is the father of Y. Can I say that Y is also the son of X? Obviously I can say. So that concept I am talking about. Okay. So if A and B are complementary angles, then we can say addition of A angle plus B angle gives us 90 degree. Now if we know that the addition of A angle plus B angle is equal to 90 degree, then we can say that angle A and angle B are complementary. Same goes for the supplementary. Okay, same goes for supplementary. This was for complementary, and for supplementary you just change this word, supplementary. Okay. Now supplementary means that the addition will be 180 degree. Just same thing, the word changes and the number value changes over here. Okay. So previously it was complementary and 90 degree, it was supplementary and 180 degree now. Okay. Next comes linear pair. See, linear pair. What is linear pair? Suppose this is a straight line. Now what we know, that straight line angle, so this is point B and this is point C. Okay, now so we know straight line angle. So angle ABC, what is the straight line angle? It is 180 degree. 180 degree straight line angle. Okay. Now if I draw a line like this, now two angles are formed. One is this and one is this and one is this. Okay. Now since the total angle, that means ABC angle is 180 degree, can I say that the sum of this angle and this angle will also be 180 degree? Yes, I can say. I can say, because since the total angle ABC, see angle ABC, I have given 180 degree. This total straight line is a 180 degree. Now this straight line has been divided into two parts, this and this. So can I say that these two parts, if I add them, they will be equal to 180 degree? Exactly, I can say. So angle ABD plus angle CBD equal to 180 degree. This is the property of linear pair. Linear pair. Okay, so this is one more property. So today we will end over here. Okay, next day we will be learning some more terms, and we will be going through the sums of the exercise also for the first exercise, and after that we will go to the second and third exercise. Okay, I hope you understood everything what I have taught you today. Thank you everyone.